disappoint me. You've proven yourself in my life, and I've come to realize you're too faithful to fail me. Da, 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 da. Too committed to leave me. Oh Jesus, you're too consistent to leave me halfway. What you start, you always finish. Lord, I've come to realize that you're too faithful to fail me. You start, you always finish. Lord, I'm here to testify. You're too faithful to fail
Dude, did you order
the new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon, the best 5G network in America. I never looked so good.
You look the same.
But with this camera, everything looks better, especially me.
You haven't changed your hair in 15 years. Selfies? Check, please.
With Verizon, get the new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever, plus a new iPad and Apple One. No trade-in needed. Offer ends November 5th with a new line on Unlimited Ultimate. Best 5G source root metrics data, United States 1H 2025. All rights reserved. Additional terms apply for all offers. See Verizon.com for details.
Hallelujah.
watch what
Come on, somebody open up your mouth in this place. Lord, you've turned it around. You've turned it around. What the enemy meant for evil, God has turned it around. Turned it around. What the enemy meant for evil, God has turned it around for my good. Lift your voice. Come on, say, what the enemy? What the Come on, lift it up. Hey! God has turned it around. Hey! Jehovah has turned it around. What the enemy? Prophesy over your destiny right now. Hey! God has turned it. Hey! Come on. Say what the enemy. What the enemy meant for evil, God has turned it around. In my business, in my family. Hey! What the enemy for evil, God has turned it. Hey! God has turned it around. Somebody prophesy over your destiny. What the enemy, what the meant for evil, my God has turned it around. He has turned it around. What the enemy, what the meant for evil, God has turned it around. Hey! Somebody lift your hands, come on. Say what the enemy, he will not succeed over my family. He will not succeed over my destiny. God is turning around. What the enemy, whoa, God has turned it around.
My daughter is being treated for leukemia.
this morning, I need you to prophesy over your destiny. Some of you, the devil is planning something as far as 1 year. Some of you, the devil is planning for something 2 years down the line. But you're going to prophesy and say, God has turned it around for my good. Lift your voice. Come on, begin to prophesy. Begin to prophesy. Pray in the Spirit. God, you have turned it around. If the enemy comes against you in one way, they will flee in 7 ways. God has turned it around. I don't care what that situation is. Somebody here is about to give up. You're about to throw in the towel. You're saying it is over. God is saying it's not over until you win. It's not over until you win. Say, what the enemy, what the he meant for evil, God has turned it around. He has turned it around. What the enemy, what the enemy meant for evil, God has turned it around. Hey, hey, come on, one more time. What the enemy, what the enemy, hey, my Jehovah has turned it around. Hey, over this church, declare it. Over DCH, what the enemy meant for evil, for evil, say he has turned it around. He has turned it around. Turn it around for my good. Can you declare the way of death and say he has? He has turned it around. Hey, I can see everything turning around. I can see everything turning around. Hey, prophesy. Look at your neighbor. Say he has turned it around. He has turned it around. Can you prophesy this morning? Say he has turned it. He has turned it around. Turn it around. Hey, for my good. He has. Hey, 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 hey. Say he has turned it around. My business, my marriage, my children, he has turned it around. Turn it around. Say he keeps making a way. Making a way. For me. Put your name right there. Say he keeps making a way. Hey. Making a way. For me. Look at somebody. Say he keeps making a way. Making a way. Hey. Say he keeps making a way. Making a way. Everybody say yeah. Making a way. Come on. Somebody say yeah. Making a way. One more time. Come on. Lift your voice. Say yeah. Making a way. He is making a way. Say yeah. Enemy meant for evil, God has turned it around. Turn it around. What the enemy meant for shame, oh, my God has turned it around for my good. Prophesy, lift your voice, say what he is. My God has turned it around. Hey, I can see everything turning around. Hey, what the enemy, he will never succeed. He will never succeed. Lift your hands all over this place, prophesy. Say, what the enemy, what the enemy meant for evil, my God has turned it around. My God has turned it around. What the enemy, he meant for evil, God has turned it around and around for me. God has turned around that sickness that was designed That accident that was designed to destroy you and end your life, God has turned it around. What the enemy meant for evil to stop you from seeing next year, God has turned it around. That wrong business deal you're about to get into that is meant to cripple your finances, God has turned it around. If you believe it, come on, lift your hands to heaven. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to give God a resounding praise for what he has already gone ahead of you to do. You are going to give him praise because God has already done it. He's not going to do it. He's going to do it. No, he has already done it. Come on, DCH, take 60 seconds. Lift up your voice. Shout unto the Lord. Give him the fruit of your lips. Come on, give him the fruit of your lips. Thank him for that miracle. Thank him for that miracle. Thank him for that miracle. Depression that was meant to destroy you. It's been, hey, lift them up. Say what the enemy wanted. Even for you. God has turned it around. Hey, God has turned it around. What the enemy for evil. God has turned it around. Hey, can you sing it one more time? Lift your voice and declare what the enemy wanted. Enemy meant for evil. God has turned it around. I can see everything turning around. What the enemy meant for evil. God has run for my good. Thank you for turning it around, oh Jesus. Thank you for making a way for me. Hey, thank you for making a way for me. Making a way for my family, for my children, in my business, for my church. Thank you for making a way. Thank you for turning it around. We bless you, oh God. We exalt your name in this place, oh God. You are worthy to receive the glory, the honor, power, majesty. It all belongs to you, oh God. Thank you for turning that situation around for our good. We give you praise, we give you glory. Only you deserve the glory. Only you deserve the glory. My hallelujah belongs to you. My gratitude belongs to you. I am forever grateful, oh God. If I had a million tongues, it would not be enough. It would not be enough. That's why I bow down in your presence. That's why I lift my hands to worship you. Because what you have done, no man can do it. You have done what nobody can do. You have done what my father could not do. You've done what my spouse could not do. You are Alpha and Omega. I am that I am. Unchangeable God. There is nothing that is too hard for you. Lord, we bless you in this place. Thank you for the victories that you've won for us. We are forever grateful, oh God. Father, we bless you. We give you all the glory. For in Jesus' mighty name we have worshipped.
Dude, did you order?
The new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon, the best 5G network in America. I never looked so good.
You look the same.
But with this camera, everything looks better.
You have been faithful, more than just faithful, from my cradle days till this very hour. And I know you will be with me till the very end.
beautiful. How are you? All right, can everybody hear me now? They doing YouTube Live, so I was yelling. Good morning. So we are getting ready to start in about 5 more minutes. There's a lot of activities going on in the city today. So we have to be patient with our state's representative and our senators, but they will be here. But at the same time, we have these amazing men and women who are here to help the community. Can we clap for them? Before we start, did everybody sign up for the free TV? Did you register? Everybody register? Who's gonna win? You gotta have faith when you say it. Who's gonna win? Here you go. That's what I'm talking about. Before we start, you know we don't start nothing without prayer. Regardless is a home fair we're doing or whatever it may be, we have to invite the Lord of Lords, the Lion of Judah, the bright morning star, the great I am, the one who woke us up this morning, right? We have to invite him in everything that we do. So do me a favor, bow your head while I pray real quick. Father, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we come before you this morning. Lord, we give you glory and we give you honor. Father, we exalt your name, for you are God all by yourself. Daddy, we say thank you for waking us up this morning. Thank you for closing us in a sound mind. Thank you, Lord, for watching over us. And Father, as we come together today to help our community, your people, your children, Father, we say come in. Father, give us wisdom and understanding of every information that's coming out today, God. Lord, I pray that every heart and soul that come out, they will find a resource to help them with their issue. No one will live here not feeling like they've been heard or understood, but everybody will feel like they got something. Father, I thank you for what you're doing in the city of Philadelphia. I thank you what you're doing in America. Father, we give you praise and we give you glory. And it is in the name of your Son, the name that is above every name, that we pray. Let all God's children say, praise God and amen. Amen. All right, before we start, we're going to give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves, right? And I want you just to hear their name and what they do a little bit, and then we will get started soon, okay? Those in the back, y'all not listening. Can y'all move up? Come on, let's move up. You never know why I'm asking you to move up. There might be another gift that you might be getting, but you're not listening. You're going to miss it. There she goes. She said, I'm getting up. All right, I'm going to start over here. Can you just tell them your name and what company you represent?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shelvia Williams. I am the Community Engagement Officer for Philadelphia Housing Development Corporation, also known as PHDC.
Come on, let's clap.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Raphael Freeman. I'm a home ownership advisor and housing counselor with the Affordable Housing Centers of Pennsylvania. And my idea is to help people walk through the entire process of home ownership.
Good morning. I'm Rachel LaBush. I'm an attorney at Community Legal Services, where I specialize in mortgage cases, especially foreclosure defense.
Good morning. My name is Tiffany Thornton. I'm also a staff attorney at Community Legal Services, working in the exact same department.
Good morning. My name is Arlene Waynes Thomas. I am a real estate broker in the city of Philadelphia. I am a committee member of the Mayor's Office of Engagement, where we help women to survive through economic and hard times that live in the city of Philadelphia.
Good morning. My name is Laura Marslin. I am a real estate agent licensed in New Jersey and in PA. I mainly work South Jersey and Philadelphia, Delaware County areas, but today I'm representing New Jersey. And I've been doing this since 2022. I've helped a lot of families get into homes, and I would love to help you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jamal Harris. I'm a mortgage lender with Cross Country Mortgage. I've been doing mortgage lending for over 4 years now. I help first-time home buyers, investors learn about the home buying process in regards to refinancing. I'm licensed in PA, New Jersey, Delaware, as well as DMV. And I've helped a lot of first-time home buyers here in the Philadelphia area in regards to a lot of different down payment assistance programs like Philly First and Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. So if you have any questions about the home buying process, or if you already own a home, I can definitely assist you with any knowledge or resources.
Good morning. My name is Tyree Kemper. I'm from City of Philadelphia Department of Revenue, and I'm here to help you save your homes.
So we have somebody from the mayor office who's representing the mayor today, Lady Purple.
Peace and greetings, family. Hi. Oh, it's okay to celebrate yourselves when we're outside. My name is Sajda Purple Blackwell. I am here on behalf of City of Philadelphia's Neighborhood and Community Engagement Mini City Hall. So we are your mini City Hall here in West Philadelphia, so that you no longer have to go down to City Hall for your issues anymore. You can come right to your neighborhood, your hood, to get services that you need, including revenue, when revenue's busy, right? Because sometimes that line be long, 2-hour hold, I don't know. But anyway, so we are here just to let you know about all the city services whenever it's ready. We're ready for that part. We're here to solve and resolve for real, to make Philadelphia a safer, cleaner, greener Philadelphia with a government that you can see, touch, and feel. And I add, for real. And my husband, Thomas Blackwell, give honor to our Blackwell legacy here in West Philadelphia as well.
All right, well, wait a minute. I know you guys saw the tent outside, so we're going to let him talk. Go ahead, sir. Represent yourself.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I'm not sure what time it is. My name is Ed Rogers, and I own a company called Honest Real Estate. We are a real estate brokerage licensed in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. And Janelle is one of our proud agents who has set this event up for all of you today. Janelle can assist with a lot of first-time home buyers who can help you purchase a home for about $1,000 out of pocket with the help of Jamal here from Cross Country Mortgage. There are a lot of programs that you can get funding from the City of Philadelphia, and I'm looking at the representative from the mayor's office down there, that can help you with your upfront closing costs to purchase a home. So if you're looking to purchase a home for less than $1,000 out of pocket, Janelle will be in contact with you because you've put all of your information down on those sheets out front.
Y'all not clapping. Less than $1,000, y'all better clap. So without further ado, let me introduce my co-partner for today. Come on, Janelle. Can we all put our hands together? The woman behind the vision.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I could not have done this, before we go any further, I could not have done this without Pastor Fushi and with the Woman of Many Hats. Pastor Fushi and I met a few months back, and we've been attached to the hip since then. And I sincerely believe that God put people in your path for a reason and not a season. Especially when it's God that's working, it's a reason, it's not a season. All right? And I'm looking forward to see all the great things that we do in partnership together. We also could not have done this without the beautiful Houston Church that we're at here right now. And Ms. Irma, stand up, please. Ms. Irma has been a key player in making sure that everything that you see here today is well put together, well organized. The information gets out to not just her church community, but her community in general. And we are ever so grateful, Ms. Irma. So thank you very, very much. All right, so now we're going to get down to why you're here. I'm sure that everyone here is here for something to do with home ownership. And our lovely panelists that we have here and speakers today, they are going to take a moment to talk to you about the different programs that they have. They're going to talk to you about how those programs can be helpful to you. And then after we're all done here, right next door, there are some steps directly next to this building. We're going to invite you to come over there, and then we're going to invite you to have a little something to eat, but also you have the opportunity to meet these individuals face to face, ask them questions that may be very specific to you or questions in general. These folks are here to help you to keep a stable home. They're here to help you to obtain a home, and they're here to help you to understand what it means to own a home. So if you have any questions, we're going to open it up, in a little while, and then you can go ahead and ask your questions. But for now, where did Pastor Fushi go? Okay, for now, we're just going to pass the mic down the panelists, and we're just going to have them speak to you directly. Panelists, we just ask that you talk about the topics the programs that you specifically offer and the benefits to homeowners that are in the room and the guests that we have with us today, okay? Thank you.
Ms. Williams. That's my beloved, right? Let me let y'all know, so I know it's out of protocol, but this queen right here is everything is everything if you live in the city of Philadelphia, you need to know her personally. I will personally, in regards to housing here in the city of Philadelphia. That's all I need to say.
Thank you for that. I don't know if I can live up to all of that, but okay. I'm just going to stand up for a moment. I just feel a little more comfortable standing. So, good morning again. My name is Shelvia Williams. I am the Community Engagement Officer for PHDC, Philadelphia Housing Development Corporation. So I'm going to do a high overview of the programs and services that PHDC provides. I do have a table next door with flyers that you may be able to take. PHDC is a community development organization. Our goal is to help develop communities. Home ownership is a big part of what we do, and so is development. One of the programs that we have is the Basic Systems Repair Program. It helps with repairs in your home. You do have to income qualify. All of PHDC programs are income driven. They are not based on age, so I want you to keep that in mind. So Basic Systems Repair helps with repairs to things like roofing, plumbing, electrical, a little carpentry, and a little bit of structural work. We have another program, Adaptive Modification. You have to be a homeowner. Let me just say that. The home must be in your name, okay? So the deed determines who owns the home and not who pays the bills, right? Because a lot of people think because they pay the bill, they own the home. The deed is proof of ownership. The Adaptive Modification Program. Adaptive modification is for anyone in the home that has a disability. Don't think of that just as someone who may be a little more seasoned in age. It could be a child or someone in the home who may need a wheelchair lift, stair escalator, or the bathroom modifications for that a shower. For the shower, a wheelchair can go into the shower area. Okay. We have a loan. You may not income qualify for Basic Systems Repair or Adaptive Modification. We have a loan that's called Restore, Repair, Renew. It is referred to as RRR. You can borrow up to $50,000. You need a credit score, a minimum of 580, which is different from a bank, right? And with that, we send an inspector to the home to determine what your actual need is. You may say, I want to redo my kitchen, but when the inspector gets there, he may say you need to take care of your roof and your electrical before you do anything to your kitchen. We have a program, if anyone in here is a small landlord. For us, a small landlord is defined as someone who owns no more than 5 structures and 15 units. That means you can own 5 triplexes. That loan, you can get a loan for each building to make repairs to the building. How many of you watch Property Brothers, all those HGTV? This is not that, okay? This is not for the aesthetics. This is not to remodel. This is not to do a flip or anything like that. This is a loan that for small landlords so that you can keep the home healthy and safe for your tenants, okay? So that means you can do a hardwire fire alarms, a fire system. You can do HVAC upgrades, electrical upgrades, heating and ventilation, any of those kinds of things, right? So that's what the rental improvement fund is for. We also have a very, very, very exciting first-time home buyer program. That initiative is called, thank you. I don't know how many of you have heard of it, but it is called Turn the Key. There are homes that have been built in the West Philadelphia area, in the area of 54th and Girard, and I think there may be some others that are brand new construction. With these homes, you can get up to $75,000 as a mortgage buy down. The homes range from $230,000 to $280,000, okay? Again, this is a first-time home buyer initiative. With that initiative, when you purchase a home through the Turn the Key initiative, you receive the Philly First Home Grant. I think someone mentioned it over here. The Philly First Home Grant is if you're buying any home in the city of Philadelphia and you're a first-time home buyer, that grant is 6% or $10,000, whichever is the least, based on the cost of the home. With the Turn the Key initiative, you get the max of $10,000. I don't want to take up too much time, but I do want to go through this real quickly to help you understand how this works. So you know, my daughter, I've been talking about Turn the Key since June of 2025, 3 years. I've actually been told this is my ministry, Turn the Key. My daughter is now a Turn the Key homeowner. She went to settlement in July. It took her 2 years to get through the process. There are no favors. There is no cutting corners, no anything. She was my daughter. I talk about this all the time, but she had to go through the process just like everyone else, right? So it took her 2 years to get through this process because there were some things that she needed to address. The Turn the Key home at 280 receives the $75,000 mortgage buy down. That brings the home down to 205. The Philly First Home Grant will now bring the home down to 195. With Turn the Key, you have to use Turn the Key approved lenders. We have about 20 Turn the Key approved lenders. On average, I'm not saying all the lenders, but on average, the lenders have about $10,000 that you can get as a first-time home buyer grant. With that $10,000, it could bring the cost of the home down to $195. That's what your mortgage will be based on. Your mortgage payment, however, is based on the mortgage, the interest, the taxes, and the insurance. That's called NITI. My daughter went to settlement. With her mortgage buy down, she received $60,000. With other grants that she got for being a first-time home buyer, she went to settlement with over $100,000. Right? So I want to say that I'm going to close with this. Home ownership is possible. Anyone in here says, oh, I can't do that, oh, that's too hard. The average rent in the city of Philadelphia for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath is $1,800. The average Turn the Key mortgage is $1,400. I can tell you my daughter's mortgage is less than $1,000. Her mortgage payment with her insurance is about $1,100.
Come on.
Okay?
Come on.
So I want to say this. If anybody in here is going to Cabo, Jamaica, you got designer handbags, you getting your nails done, bundles, going to Vegas, any of that kind of stuff, you can be a first-time home buyer.
Wow. Come on.
Okay? It just takes some discipline. You got to save. Like I said, it took my daughter 2 years to get through the process. She had student loan debt that needed to be addressed. She got a grant that helped her pay off a student loan, right? Neighborhood Lift, that helped her pay off a student loan of up to $5,000 that she had, right? So there's programs out there. You have to be diligent in what you do. You have to be disciplined. You have to be focused. I'm a church girl. You got to have some faith, right? But you got to do the work. Nobody can want home ownership more than you want it for yourself. Also, I want to say this. If you are a homeowner, if you have a leak in your home, address it when you see it start. Don't put a bucket under it and leave it, right? Because that's not helping the problem. That makes it worse. We get people who call us about issues in their home, and they think that we're coming out tomorrow. Doesn't work that way. And I believe in being honest and keeping it real with you. Our wait list is about 9 months long, right? So you can wait for us to come and take a look at your home, and hopefully we can service you, or you have to address it yourself. But the best thing you can do is to take care and address these issues. Your roof is leaking, have someone go up there and see what's on your roof that's causing the leak, right? Pipe bursting in your basement or leaking, have someone address it. I know it's not always financially feasible, but try to address it as soon as you can so that the issue doesn't become worse and make your home uninhabitable, all right? So I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me today. And again, my name is Shelvia Williams. I am the Community Engagement Officer for PHDC, Philadelphia Housing Development Corporation.
Thank you so much, Ms. Williams. Thank you very much. Can we give her another round of applause? All right, so going down the list, we're going to have Okopa jump in and tell us. Okopa is going to kind of piggyback off of some of the things that Ms. Williams just talked about with some of the programs that they have. But one of the great things that I love about Okopa is the housing counseling, guys, because a lot of times you think, okay, I'm ready. And then you speak to these housing counselors, and you may realize that you're not quite ready yet. So housing counseling is a huge part of preparing yourself to purchase a home. So Copa, thank you.
So again, my name is Raphael Freeman, and let's talk a little bit about housing counseling. What is the point of housing counseling? By the time you've decided that you want to buy a home, for a lot of people, knowing where to start is actually one of the top questions. Do I start with a real estate agent first? Do I start with a lender first? Should I get a mortgage approval? I would say the first place to start is with housing counseling. The housing counselor is the only person in your transaction that won't get paid on that transaction, right? So my interest never overlaps with the deal. But it's not just what I think. HUD believes this as well. Right? The reason that housing counseling exists is because there's been so much racism and so much discrimination in the past. So I see a lot of black faces, and I can't really, so normally I give a really long 4-hour presentation, but since I have limited time, let's talk about race because it's integral. It's super important to understand why housing looks the way it does in our country, right? If you don't understand redlining, if you don't understand the racism, if you don't understand why the ghetto looks the way that it does, a lot of it has to do with discrimination in housing. And by the time they finally let black people start to buy, especially up here, up north, a lot of what would happen would be people would get into contracts. Sometimes people would think that they were renting a home, only to find out that they were buying a home. There's a great book called Race for Profit. It tells the story of a Philadelphia woman who buys a home thinking that she was renting. She just needed a place to live. She didn't know that she was buying a home. She didn't know that she was entering into this particular kind of contract. She needed a place to live. The entire plumbing system was wiped out, meaning every time they flushed the toilet, all of the sewage went to the basement. Over a couple of days, she starts to realize that the basement is filling with sewage, the house smells terrible, and the first thing she does is reach out to the landlord. Say, hey, the plumbing is not right. The landlord says, I'm not your landlord. You bought that house. That's your house. That's your problem. You gotta fix it. And because there's been so much of a history in this country of people entering into contracts and not knowing, HUD said, well, we gotta make sure that buyers understand what they're doing. We wanna make sure they understand their options, what they're getting into, how long this is gonna be. It's gonna be 30 years most of the time. But the predation, like the predatory nature of what had happened, one, keeping black people out, and then by the time they finally let them in, just extracting money. So HUD wants to make sure that we all know what we're getting into. That being said, our organization does a couple things. One, we want to help you get in the home. But I also want to help you stay in the home. And these are two different things. A lot of people think about home ownership as building generational wealth. If you've heard these two ideas connected, generational wealth and home ownership, can I see some hands? It's one of the key ways that people talk about these ideas. But if you live in this city, I'm sure you know lots of people who their mom died, the grandma died, or whatever happened, and now they're fighting over the home. There are lots of people who have had homes in their families, but the wealth is not there. So it's not just enough to own a home to say a home will make generational wealth. There are a couple steps. Yeah, you got to get the house, but you also got to be able to keep the house, right? And so foreclosure is a whole other thing that I'm sure they'll talk about, a lot more. We also do loss mitigation. We help with loss mitigation. We help people who are in foreclosure. But for people who don't have, I'm going to say the sort of economic backing of. So I did 2 deals this year, and I had a young woman. Her parents gave her $60,000 for a down payment, and I had another person who their parents gave, it was about $85,000. If you have somebody in your life that's going to be like, oh, by the way, congrats on the house, here's $85K, that's dope. But if you don't have someone who's going to give you $100,000, $85,000, $60,000, there are other programs that help to sort of bridge that money thing. But it also means that you're coming from a different economic perspective, right? And so part of what it means to stay in the house, and we'll talk about budgeting, we always talk about budgeting, is starting to change those behaviors that you have now that are going to be necessary once you have the mortgage. Missing a rent, that's one thing, but missing a mortgage payment starts to look really different. So we want to get you to get in the home. We want to have you stay in the home. If there's ever any trouble for any reason, you stub your toe, can't go to work, right? A lot of times it's more serious than that. People get sick. When you think about, so on the home buying front, everyone thinks rainbows, puppies. I love rainbows and puppies. Who doesn't love puppies? Kittens, I love it all. What you hear on the buying side is all of the promise and none of the downside. I'm the Debbie Downer. I'm the Debbie Downer in every room because it's important that we understand the downside, right? This is the nature of it. If you've ever gotten a parking ticket, who's gotten a parking ticket before? Yeah, look, if you live in this city, PPA is all you. The reason I asked about a parking ticket is because it shows this difference in the way that we think. Every time you get a parking ticket, it's because you've misjudged the world about something. You thought you were going to run in and run out real quick. It was going to be 3 minutes. As soon as you come out, who you blame? You don't blame yourself. You blame the PPA. You see that little ticket on the window? They got me. Maybe you read the sign wrong. Could be. Right? Both. Maybe you looked and you say, oh, I know they ain't around nowhere. Right? And they just pop up like ninjas. Who knows? I don't know how PPA do what it does. They definitely watch you. The point is, though, no one gets out of that car and parks thinking that they're going to get a ticket. It's because you misjudged something. No one gets a divorce. No one gets married thinking, I'm going to give it 3 years and then I'm going to divorce. So we don't like to talk about foreclosure. But foreclosure is this thing that happens, right? And it's important to understand now that the way to really prevent that is to start putting systems in place, start looking at your budget, and start looking at your spending ahead of time so that if anything happens, like I said, you could stub your toe, but things worse happen, right? We lose spouses, we get sick. But if you're prepared ahead of time, you can weather that storm a little bit better. So we also help with, loss mitigation. We help with foreclosure on that side. And then the last thing is we'll help you to build a will. When it comes for our untimely demise, which we will all face, what we don't want to see is Jimmy and Ray fighting over the home. So maybe they'll talk a little bit about tangled titles, but part of what separates the wealth building from just having a house and then that generational wealth not being able to be passed on is because we don't have that provenance in order. We don't have the ability to pass down the home in the way that it needs to be passed down. So having a will in place, having your will be executed the way that you want it, is also a critical thing, and we also do that. Again,
Thank you so much. Thank you, Raphael. So guys, as you can see, it's not just about getting those keys and that great celebration that we do on Settlement Day. It goes way deeper than that. And this is real. This is very, very real. Sometimes, you never know. Like Raphael said, you never know. God forbid something happened, you can't make that payment. Don't just sit there. Reach out, call somebody, and ask for help. That's the only way that you may make progress even in those low times. Okay? So we're gonna ask for the Mayor Engagement Committee to speak next, Miss Purple, just because I think she's gonna tap in a little bit on some of the programs that both Mr. Raphael and Ms. Williams spoke about. So Ms. Purple, thank you.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna stand because unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go after this, but I'm gonna give you a lot of information. First piece of information I need to give you is my phone number. All right, ready, right? All right, you ready? If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, right? All right. So my number is 267-455-8992. All right? So your local mini city hall is located at 6150 Cedar Avenue. All right, we are at the CDC, at the Church of Christian Compassion CDC. Yes, ma'am. 267-455-8992. So what happened was, the city of Philadelphia order you 500, and you should be surprised how quickly 500 go, okay? But we're gonna get some more. And so I didn't wanna, I have a card, but I don't wanna just only give it to one or two, so that's why I was trying to, be proactive and get my phone number that way. But I do have a card, and I'll leave a few of them right here at the front. The most important thing, again, I need you to understand is that everything that Ms. Williams was talking about these wonderful programs, she always leave out the one that is closed right now, but I'm gonna talk about it. I know she's gonna be mad. But the thing about the basic system home repair service, right? So for our homeowners, that is a program that's going to help you stay in your home. And again, it's not based on age. That is amazing, all right? So that means if your roof is breaking down, you got the hole and the raccoons is getting through, Philadelphia cannot help you get rid of the raccoons in your walls, because I know you're going to call me about it, right? But what we can help you with is making sure that we can help you seal those holes so that the raccoons stop getting in. But if they are in your home, we can help them get removed by calling ACCT Philly. I don't know. I know, Queen. That's why I talked about it. Okay, I don't know. I don't really need this. Okay, I could go louder. So the city of Philadelphia does not remove squirrels and raccoons from your home unless they are inside your home. Come in your bedroom, if they come in your kitchen, if you have a remote. Okay, that's what we're going to call for verbal. Call that up. 267-455-8992. I'm going to help connect you to the resource that you need to help you remove the squirrels and the raccoons that are in your home. In your home, then you're going to have to do some trapping. You're going to have to spend a little bit of money because right now, City of Philadelphia cannot get rid of these animals that are in the wall. They have to be in your home. Okay? What? I know I get a lot of these calls out there. This one I was. It's so. Drop them off. We have wildlife here. But let me let you know one thing that I cut off about doing right now is making it a tangible tool for you to use. So actually, before you come knock on Sister Purple door, I need you to put that issue in 311. The abandoned car on your block, all right? The neighbors that got the issue, they're leaving the dog, poop and all that, you know, or hanging out all night long, those issues. The clip issues, the alleyway, the trees, don't beat me about the trees. So it's an amazing service that Mayor Parker is offering. Just like she just did that $2 billion home bill, that employee Sister Williams, and all these people calling for the basic system home repair programs. We're going to help you not only get this service, we will help you apply for this service in my office if you need help. We will help you get through, because sometimes you get through and you get the one question that rejects you, right? You don't know how to get past it because you just don't have the knowledge. We can help you get past it and actually apply for that basic system home repair program. We can also help you track it, where you at on the list. We can actually help you figure out, are you somewhere close? They're going to let you know. That wonderful program that Ms. Williams is talking about, it used to be a 2-year wait, baby, but now it's only 9 months, and it's amazing what Mayor Parker is doing right now in the city of Philadelphia. The Restore, Repair, Renew, we can also help you connect to that program. One program she didn't talk about is for the renters, right, because that's all for homeowners. City of Philadelphia is also helping renters as well. Although currently the program is closed, it's called Fresh Start PHL. Come find out about it. Come to our office so we can help you and talk about it. These issues, when you are a homeowner and you have a water bill, a tax bill, you letting it go, don't let it go. Get on a payment plan immediately. Your water bill, get on a payment plan. If you are a senior, there are senior discounts. Tap. Nobody who's a senior in this building right now should be paying a full price for your water bill. All right? Also, although it's not a city service, if you're 65 years or older, have you contacted PCA, the Pennsylvania Corporation of Aging? Have you talked to them about what they can do for you as a homeowner to keep you in your home? Guardrails, intercoms, things to keep you safe in your home. Come talk to us about it. So I got a lot to say. I mean, I could go on and on all day long, but I'm not going to do it. But I just want you to know that you are no longer alone. You don't have to feel alone in your city no more, okay? Because you have all of these wonderful people that's going to help you buy homes, stay in your homes, get you discounts for your home. The first-time homeowner turn the key program is historical. Okay? Don't sleep on your opportunity to be a homeowner for the same money that you're paying for that rent right now. Because it's worse than the rent, okay? And these are people going to help you counsel. Yes, Queen, and then I think I have one right here. So here's the technical information on that. The city of Philadelphia does not remove trees. However, we do if it's from the sidewalk to the curb. No. From the sidewalk to the curb. If their tree is an issue with the tree, we can help you remove it, prune it, or tear it. It can come down when the budget is available, and that's through council. All right? If your tree is in your alley, it is the homeowner's responsibility to remove that tree. If the tree falls down in front of your house, it is your responsibility to remove that tree. And the only way they can get removed currently is through a program through council, because when they have funding for it. However, if you have a tree in the front of your home or the back of your home or in your alleyway, you need help with it, come see Sister Purple. We're going to find a pathway. Okay? But I had to get you the technical information first. It is what it is. That's not our responsibility. However, we will help you find a pathway to resolve. Okay, again, 215-455-8992. I have a few other events to go to today, and I do apologize, but these amazing resources here, and Pastor, and Sister, please tap in. And if you need me, I'm here, and if you all need me, I'm here. God bless. I'm sorry. Yes. I love you, Queen. And now it's not a freeze, okay? What it is the Homestead program or the LOOP program, right? So sometimes what just happened, a lot of people got caught up in the LOOP program before they understood about the Homestead program. Generally, the LOOP program is so that if your area is being gentrified, okay? They come in, and 1 minute your taxes on $100,000 was $2,000, right? Everybody coming in, they gentrifying, and everything's greater now. Now all the properties is $500,000, and your taxes is $5,000. Well, the LOOP program was to protect you so that you can stay in that $1,000, $2,000 range, and while everything else is going up. But now it finds out that most homeowners have benefited more from the Homestead, which is more like a freeze for your taxes, okay? So come talk to me about it, and we will figure out where in tax revenue we need to send you to the sister right down here, because we're going to be calling you. I need a personal line to you, okay? Let me let you know. All right, all right, anybody else? Okay, I love you. Thank you so much. Mayor Parker loves you. Safe for clean and green in Philadelphia, all right? Amen. Okay, yeah. She got one more question. Okay. Yes, Queen. 9 to 5, Queen. Every day, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. 6150 Cedar Avenue. Okay, come see us, all right? All right, God bless.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Guys, let's give her a warm round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. So if you missed it, the address is 6150 Cedar Avenue. That's the beautiful Miss Purple. The phone number is 267-455-8992. So guys, again, information, right? Lots and lots of information. Don't sit there thinking that help is not available. Help is there. And like Ms. Purple said, if you don't know what you don't know, that's okay. Go to 6150 Cedar Avenue, meet Ms. Purple, and she'll help you, okay? And then you have a panelist of speakers up here, and we're all here to support you as well. All right, so thank you again, Ms. Purple. Safe travels. Mr. Blackwell.
How are you, everybody? To answer your question, yes, my name is Thomas Blackwell. I'm a PA Democratic State Committee member. I also represent the 5th Division of the 60th Ward. I love my wife. I got to say that first. I don't want to get in trouble first and foremost. And I'm proud to say that I am the grandson of Lucian and Janie Blackwell. Yes, yes. And I also have to give an honor to my father, Thomas Blackwell, who was once the 190th District State Representative. Everybody knows there's an election November 4th, all right? What I need, I can tell all of you are voters. What I need you to do is I need you to talk to young people, those coming in, those who don't believe in the system, those who don't believe that it has anything to do with them. We know what's at stake. They're taking our food. We just learned that healthcare premiums are going to rise 100%. No child care. They are currently trying to figure out a way to make our children work. Forget their education. Senator Vincent Hughes, my favorite senator, said something this morning that really bothered me, and it's sticking with me now. And I know some of you see my head down over here because I'm currently talking about it. They are literally ripping like the food off of people's tables. What is it about? Is it 2 million African American women have lost their jobs? You know, there is no going backwards. You guys are my leaders. You all showed me how to do it. As I said it, I'm proud to say Lou Blackwell was my grandfather. Election day was a holiday in my family. The entire family came. Just remember, every 6 months we fight this fight. Food is a God-given right. And we got to make sure that we keep everybody's tables full, everybody's refrigerators full. We have to continue to fight for our education system. We have to make sure that there are measures in place that protects our seniors, our children. The gun violence is crazy because they want it to be crazy. Our kids are not graduating from schools because they're not getting the resources that they need. People, we have to stick together. November 4th, our nonprofit, Blackwell Culture Alliance, we operate the first and third Saturdays of the month. We are located on 52nd and Walnut Streets, right on the corner. We also have a youth program called the How Dope Are You Open Mic Against Gun Violence. A lot of you may not know, I am a member of a singing group from Philadelphia called No Question. We are the last quartet signed to Philadelphia International Records. We were Grammy nominated. We sold 2.8 million. But as you can see, music is something. Thank you. Music is something that I love to do, but people are my priority. People are my wife's priority. I take my lead from her. Yes, I'm a Blackwell, but she is the boss, you know. She does the talking with a lot of action behind that talking, but if you see me anywhere, you will see me working. That is what it is. We have to change together. We have to grow together. And we have to continue to be the people that we know we are, all right? So get the word out to vote. Blackwell Cultural Alliance, our number is 484-775-0772. Also, if there are, if you know of any organizations who are in need of some outreach material, we would like to offer socks, as we have. Socks, I found, are a great segue into conversations with people in need, also not in need. You know, it's a great way to be able to talk to someone and form a bonding relationship that may last forever, all right? So if you know any organizations that needs any help, call us, follow us at Blackwell Cultural Alliance, Inc. on Instagram. I just wanted to give you all of our information. All right, thank you for, yes, ma'am. It's 484-775-0772. If you are on social media, I encourage all of my elders, please get on social media. Listen, I gotta get y'all with the program too, because these are where the young people are. They are on the internet. The internet is the way of the world. So if you're on social media, we are at Blackwell Culture Alliance, Inc. I'm on Instagram. My name is my name, at Tommy Blackwell, _, and I'll give it back to my wife. I'm a Blackwell, I can talk all day. Have a good one.
All day, okay? Housing is a human right, and that is why it's important for you to vote. Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so we're going to move on, and since there were some things that were touched on specific to generational wealth, we're going to ask Ms. Waynes, yes, if you can please give us a little bit of information, that'll be wonderful, with Reliance Realty. Thank you so much.
Is this working? Oh. I think it's working. Yes, again, let me reintroduce myself because I wear many hats. Again, Arlene Waynes Thomas. I am a real estate broker. I am a broker of a full-service real estate firm. I'm an independent Black woman owning a business in Philadelphia. I'm proud to say that because it's important for me to let you know about the other hats that I wear. I'm a member of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, which is the oldest African-American trade association in the country. We promote democracy in housing. We are a premier organization. We educate, we elevate, we fight. We've got boots on the ground. We are going to make sure that our people in our community have a right to housing, and we help exercise that right for housing. We continually fight for it because we are currently, as you may be aware, of the generational gap wealth in this country. There is a gap in wealth in this country. Only 41% of the population throughout the country is homeowners that are Black and brown, and over 70% are whites. That gap has to change. And why does that gap exist? There are a number of things that have been talked about here today about the redlining and the discrepancies and the disparities in housing. So you need someone to fight for you. You need someone to look out for you because you may figure, why am I not getting through with this? I filled out the paperwork. I've looked at all these things. And for some reason, your application was denied. For some reason, you're in the back of the line. We fight for those people who have to face these things, and some will just take them away. Now, I'm also here representing my sister and colleague, Annette Collier, who was also a member of a Realtors, and she is a realtor, and she is the first Black woman in the city of Philadelphia become the president of the Philadelphia General Office of Realtors in the city of Philadelphia. We're moving forward because we need to be at the table. We need to represent you. Generational wealth is very important. Once you become a homeowner, you want to be able to pass that on to your family members. And I tell people all the time, yes, you've heard about situations, the house may be falling down, it may be in bad disarray, you're having arguments with the family. stop and think about what you're letting go. Don't let it go. I tell some of these young people, I said, if you find a doghouse, buy it, because it's going to appreciate an asset. Okay? Don't let it go. Our ancestors fought for us. Our ancestors kept the land, and the people tried to take the land from them. I'm honored to be here in West Philadelphia today because prior to being a real estate broker, I was the executive director of the Stephen Smith Home for the Aged in West Philadelphia, where a black man named Stephen Smith bought his freedom and his wife's freedom, and he bought that land at 44th and Girard. And he made a home for the infirmed and aged colored people. If a man could think about that those many years ago, why aren't we doing this the same today? We've got to look out for each other. Yes, you're going to have some issues. A woman that's 90 years old in her home did not know that she owed taxes, and they take her home away from it. Trust me when I tell you that we see this all the time. People are not going to give you the information you need to save your home. Fight, and you come to someone like a realtist, and I would say that that's what we do, advocate, educate, and elevate our people. So there may be ways you can save that. Generational wealth, I mean, it's a financial asset that you pass on, that you can trade, you can do some transactions. So there are some people from the South, if you remember and look back over your history, they burned the mortgage when they paid it off. They passed it on and had a big celebration at the church because that was a big deal. That was a big, and even our churches today. You may have gone to a couple of those mortgage burning parties because it's a celebration. It's a celebration of life. Home ownership is a right. It's a God-given right. It's not a privilege. It's a God-given right. Yes. Absolutely. Buying a home is prominent. Gentrification is something we've been talking about for quite some time. We've seen it in various neighborhoods. We see it coming in West Philadelphia. We've seen it in South Philadelphia. Can we stop it? We haven't really been able to. But again, you had the conversation at the end of the table about what the mayor is doing with housing programs. Turn the key. Take advantage of those programs. Don't let anything hold you back. Take advantage of those programs because the city of Philadelphia now is affordable housing is on the table. We're talking about it. We're promoting it. So I also work with the Mayor's Office of Engagement, women that have come together to help discuss these problems. I have to say this, that many times fear has held us back, okay? And we got to get rid of that. Fear holds us back. Think about your ancestors. Harriet Truman didn't, if she was fearful, she would have never made it here. Okay? We have to keep moving forward. Just get to the right people, ask those questions, and do not give up. Yes, there's a lot of building going up, and it's not affordable, but again, this lady here is telling you how you can get into a house that you can afford. Yes.
So excuse me 1 second. I don't mean to cut you off, but what we're going to try to do for the sake of time is hold the questions until afterwards. So you can ask your question, but then we'll just hold it, okay? Thank you. Go ahead.
Generational wealth, passing real estate on from one family member to another. And you should always make sure that's possible. I don't care how bad or disarray the property's in, make sure you do that. And you talked about tangled title. The thing is you want to make sure the deed is in your name or the person's name, but many of you don't know. Grandma passed away, and Grandma's house went to her children. But then the children said, oh, it went to the husband. I've seen it all. There was another man on the deed or somebody else's family, and their children said they own it, and they stepchildren, and everybody wants, you get a lawyer, but you can actually untangle the title. In the city of Philadelphia, there is a resource where you don't have to pay. You can go to get that title untangled. Do not walk away, because you can work it out and you can figure it out, but do not let that happen, because that same property that the cousin Joe was living in the house, because his aunt lived in South now, and she said he needs a place to live. And the other family members saying, well, he's not paying all the bills and the water bill. And, you do what you can to save that house and untangle the title. Because if he has any right to that property, he can take his portion, whether it's 10% or 50%. Everybody is entitled, and everybody should fight for that. Now, when we want to keep that generation wealth going, do you understand that having a home, it not only gives you a sense of pride, but it's giving you a sense of wealth. You build equity. You build equity into a home. And what can you do with that equity? There's a number of things you can do with that. You can borrow from it. You can make repairs to your home. You can pay off your debts. But you're going to purchase a house maybe today. If it's $200,000, I guarantee you in 5 years it's going to be way over $500,000. Look at people in Harlem. The people in Harlem, they was almost pushed out. Some of them stayed right there. They have $1 million homes in those brownstones. Don't let anyone push you away from generational wealth, because this is the only way in our community that we're going to be able to build that, is purchasing that first piece of property, purchasing that home. No matter, don't look at this is a grandiose house over here, and this here is all this. You may have to go in and fix it up. I do know in this community, our community, someone bought a house, everybody showed up. The plumber, the electrician, the painter, what you need, okay? Everybody showed up to help you fix that house. Get in there and keep it, because it's going to create wealth for you and your family.
Thank you so much. Do you want to?
Yes, my name is Arlene Waynes Thomas. So,
how would you like to be called?
You can call me Miss Arlene, everyone.
All right, Miss Arlene. My name is Uniqua Wade. My question is we're at the level and at the point where everybody in here has family that has a home that they own that's mortgage free. My question is how do we take that deed and then put it into a trust, and then have the trust be funded by the family, and it keeps on passing down generational instead of just keep on doing quick claim deeds. And then it's another part of this that I wanted to talk about is, I believe it's the elite, putting our homes into trust so no one can come take them away, and then having the financial backing for generations 20, 30, 40 years to keep that home. How do we get to the process of we untangle the title, we get the title into a trust with our family's name, and we collectively do this over, quarterly holiday seasons? How do we get to that level? And what's the process for that? I know it's a pen, but I just wanted to know, the financial piece, the real estate piece, and then the trust fund piece, and then the life insurance piece. Because we're talking about it, but we gotta have the funds, we gotta have the knowledge, and we gotta have the order in order to get it secured so we can build true generational wealth. That was my question.
And there's a lot in that question. It's a good point, but one of the things that you mentioned, I don't have an attorney on the panel because I'm not an attorney, but I can tell you this. We got the attorney, okay. The attorney's here. She can answer the question about how to set up a trust, because you can set up an irrevocable trust. You can put your house in an irrevocable trust, and it's better because you avoid probate in terms of a will. So there are many people are talking about that now, and I don't. In terms of setting up the family, it's whoever you name in that irrevocable trust. And yes, you can continue to pass on. I'm going to tell you a story. There's a minister of our national organization. He said that his father or grandfather set up an irrevocable trust. They have property that no one in his family can sell, with all of them going through that process because it's passed down and passed down. He has made sure that everybody always has a piece of property in his family by doing this. So there is a way to do it. I be careful. And I want to say this about social media, because I noticed today there are people talking about setting up a trust for little or no money. Or we can do this, and be careful. Be very careful. I would first talk with an attorney, because there's too many scams. And again, social media is where people come first, even to look for a home. And that's why if you find the right realtor or realtist, you need to talk with them. But yes, it's a very good question. And then I think, again, an attorney can answer questions about how to set up that trust.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, since you invoked the attorneys, let's go to, we have representation here from Community Legal Services, and we're going to give them the space to tell us about their organization and how they can help. Thank you.
So we're from Community Legal Services. We provide free legal assistance. Can everybody, is this? Okay. We provide free legal assistance to Philadelphians. Believe it or not, this is somewhat controversial sometimes. You actually have to live in Philadelphia in order to receive our services. You'd be surprised how many people are out of county. Anywho, we have multiple areas that range from employment law, energy and utility law, family advocacy, health and independence law, medical partnerships, SSI, and the Youth Justice Project. Those are just some of the things or some of the areas where we do practice. However, Rachel and I are here from the Home Ownership Consumer Rights Unit, more specifically the mortgage team, in regards to this particular issue today. One of the things that we do cover, especially what's going on now with utilities and rising costs, and not go there. So with the rising costs in regards to if you're having issues with PGW and or if you're having issues with water, you can always apply for grant assistance for PGW. They have a low income assistance program as well, and you can also request a payment arrangement for them. They also have the same issue for water when it comes to assistance in getting payment arrangements. If there's a tiered assistance program and a raise your hand program, these are based on your income and those types of issues. Also specifically for medical emergency delays. So if you need electricity specifically for a ventilator or something like that, and it's threatening to get cut off, you can definitely get assistance for that. They do like medical waivers that will allow you to keep your utilities on. So that's really important. And this is a plug for the utility clinic, which we are not a part of, but they're having a community event at the Germantown Mennonite Church, and that's going to be on November 14th. Another issue that we just wanted to touch base on in regards to taxes and property taxes. Obviously, if people own a home, their property taxes have gone up. I just wanted to clarify technically, hopefully everybody in here knows about the homestead exemption, where you apply for the city and then they just take it off. Regardless of your income, you get the homestead exemption. That saves you $1,399 yearly on your tax bill. So even if you think you aren't on there, just double check and make sure. Another thing is when they were talking about deeds, the minute a deed changes, whether it's you and then your mom puts you on the same deed, they'll notice that as a deed change and they will remove the homestead exemption. So anytime a new deed is filed, you need to make sure that you also apply for the homestead exemption again. Alrighty, that's important. That happens a lot. Alrighty, so the other thing that they have is there is a senior tax freeze. So depending on your income, they freeze it so the bill won't increase even if your property value does. So if you're 65 or older, or if you're 50 plus and a widower of somebody who's 65 and older, and your income is less than $33,000 for a household of one and $41,500 for a household of two. You can enroll in the senior tax freeze program in addition to the homestead exemption. So it's like, it'll stack, yeah, so you can do that, all right. And then also they have the same thing now. Instead of just senior tax, it's now for low income tax freeze. So it's very similar to the senior tax freeze, only it's just strictly based on income. And once again, it's the same income threshold. So if you're a person who's making under $33,500 a year and it's one person, you can get a low income tax freeze that'll freeze your property taxes as well.
Will that be under homestead?
No, in addition to. Okay. And then, as the councilwoman said, there is loop as well that's similar to that as well. And I will pass this one. I'm Tiffany Thornton, and I'm from Community Legal Services. So I'm from Tiffany Thornton, and I'm from Community Legal Services. Our specific office, we have 3, but we are located at 2 Logan Square so it's near 18th and Arch. We do have a number.
Hold on for 1 second. Everything that's up here, we have a bag next door.
Oh, yes,
And
we
it will
have flyers.
All
We have
the
flyers.
information
We
in
have
it.
flyers with all of this information
Everything,
in
and then
regards
you
to the
could talk
property
to them.
tax.
Yeah.
Specifically the property tax. There are flyers about that. Okay, yeah. Thornton, Thornton, ORN. All right. TON.
So just as a reminder, once we're through here, we have some refreshments for you next door, along with lots of little goodies and information from every speaker that's here, okay? And yes, okay? So thank you. Go ahead, Rachel, sorry.
I'm Rachel LaBush. I'm also an attorney with Community Legal Services. I work with Tiffany. I wanted to talk a little bit about our tangled title work. Tiffany and I don't do that directly, but our colleagues do. And we partner a lot with some other organizations, especially ACOPA and some other ones that you might see in the neighborhood. It's a really big issue in Philly. There's thousands of properties, that are titled in the name of somebody who's passed away, and the city has put a lot of funding into addressing this problem, and we're working hard on it on the front end and the back end. So if you're in a property where you're not, the property is not in your name, we help people raise the estate of the deceased owner and probate that estate, doing all the things that are necessary for that, which include like filing inheritance taxes and doing the paperwork, getting letters of administration. There's funding for that from the Tangled Title Fund that helps to cover some of those costs. And there are several organizations that are doing that work. So Community Legal Services does it, also Philadelphia Legal Assistance. And I'm gonna give you our main number. So for all the services that we offer, a place that you can start is CLS's main number, which is 215-981-3700. Also for, 215-981-3700. That's Community Legal Services main number. Also, we partner with the Save Your Home Philly hotline. So for any home ownership related issue, and they work with housing counseling agencies and the other legal services providers for home ownership issues. So if it's anything related to home ownership, like foreclosure, property taxes, tangled titles, you can also call the Save Your Home Philly hotline, which is 215-334-HOME, and HOME is 4663. So the Save Your Home Philly hotline, 215-334-4663. So in addition to helping people probate their estate and untangle the title and get their name on the deed, we also help people make wills and do estate planning. And that's just so important. to make sure that your heirs know who's getting the home, that you're able to set that out, and it's not going to be left to a lot of people fighting over it or being tangled for years to come. And this is if you're income eligible, and I'm not sure exactly what that limit is, but and you own your home, you can qualify for free legal services to make a will and do the estate planning. You can call that main number for CLS at 215-981-3700. Or you can email wills@clsphila.org. That's CLS for Community Legal Services, PHILA.org. But what Tiffany and I do, and several other lawyers and paralegals at CLS do, is help people save their homes from foreclosure, from mortgage foreclosure. And we partner with ACOPA and all the other housing counseling agencies that do foreclosure prevention and loss mitigation counseling. And we get a lot of our referrals from the hotline and from the housing counseling agencies. We help people qualify for loan modifications. We advise them on applying for HEMAP, the Homeowners Emergency Mortgage Assistance Program, which the housing counselors help them apply for. We handle HEMAP appeals. We represent people in court in foreclosure cases. I'm not going to bore you with talking about all the nuts and bolts of which I was thinking about doing, but I'm not going to do it, with the whole timeline of a foreclosure case. But the important thing to understand is that it is a long process. It is a court process in Pennsylvania. We have judicial foreclosures. It's a civil court case. But the sooner you act and the more you pay attention to the opportunities you have, the much better it's going to be. We are really lucky in Philadelphia to have the mortgage foreclosure diversion program. So when a foreclosure is filed in the city of Philadelphia against an owner-occupied property, you get served with a notice to call that Save Your Home Philly hotline. It automatically gets scheduled for a conciliation conference in the mortgage foreclosure diversion program, and that mortgage company is not able to take a default judgment and schedule that house for sheriff's sale until you have a chance to call the hotline, participate in the program, see if you can work something out to save that home. And it really slows down the process, but it only works if you participate. Because if you don't call that hotline, get a housing counselor, show up to that conference, it'll get released from the program, and then it can move forward. And then so read the mail. If someone serves you with legal papers, or tell everyone in the house, don't throw those under the couch, like we've heard every story about how people missed it. It's just important to call that hotline, pay attention to deadlines, and also act as early as possible. What were you going to say? Reverse mortgage. I just wanted to mention reverse mortgages too, because we get a lot of questions about those. Everything I just told you about the mortgage foreclosure diversion program and judicial process in Pennsylvania, it applies to every kind of mortgage except some reverse mortgages that are owned by HUD. Usually these are ones that were from over 15 years ago where the borrower has passed away. There's an alternative process that they're using these days, a non-judicial foreclosure process, only for HUD-owned mortgages, where they're just scheduling them for a sale, not a sheriff's sale, and sending you notice by certified mail. So look out for that. Yeah. If you're living in a home that was owned by somebody who passed away and had a reverse mortgage, it's a good idea to reach out for help to the Save Your Home Philly hotline, to any lender, to the lender who sends mail, and don't let that home go. But we're happy to answer individual questions afterwards.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, guys. Like, guys, this is a huge resource, right? They are literally providing legal services. And can you tell us, like, usually is there a cost, what the cost looks like? Thank you.
That's a great question. So our services are free. We're income qualified services, but some of the funding that we get for the homeownership cases that we do allows us a little more flexibility than some of our other services. So if you're not sure if you might qualify, it's worth calling and checking. And for the housing counseling, the free housing counseling for anyone facing foreclosure, you don't have income limits for that, right? Okay. if you don't qualify for CLS services, but you still are interested in estate planning, untangling title, defending against foreclosure, we refer people to the Philadelphia Bar Association Lawyer Referral and Information Service. And that through that referral service, the initial consultation, they're not allowed to charge you more than $35, and they might not charge you at all for that initial consultation. And then you can figure out from there, like how much it would cost to do whatever it is that you want done.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So it goes back to what we keep saying, ask for help. Help is there. A lot of times you feel as though you're in this alone and you don't know where to turn. Well, we haven't even gotten through everyone on the panel yet, and you've heard of many different ways that you can get help. So please ask for help. Make sure you talk to somebody over here. When we get over in the other location, take the time to talk to them, ask questions, get their information. The help is available to you. So we're going to go on to the sheriff's office. Okay, we're going to wait for the sheriff's office. The Pennsylvania Department of Revenue, taxes.
How you doing? My name is Tyree Kemper, and we offer a couple programs. So, I'm sorry, can y'all hear me? Yes. Okay. So we have the homestead program. The only requirement is that you own and live in a property. We also have the senior and the low-income tax freeze. So the senior tax freeze is for anyone that's 65 years or older. It is also income-based. And then the low-income freeze is for anyone that's under 65 years or older. So the requirements that you have the income requirements that you have to either be single or married. There's a difference between the two, but it's based on income. And we also have the UPA program. It's called the Owner-Occupied Payment Program. So if you have back taxes and your property is up for a possible sheriff's sale, we'll pull it back from the collection agency and we'll work with you to pay off your taxes. And that will be it. Thank you.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you so much. Little huddle situation going on over here. Thank you. So we are expecting a couple of our local officials to come in, and they should be here between 12 and 12:30-ish. So when they come in, we'll just give them a little space to talk to you guys, if that's okay? So, so we heard a lot about title. So we're going to have Ed Rogers, and he's with Authentic Abstract. He wears many hats. I am very, very fortunate that he's my mentor and my broker, and he's going to talk to us about Authentic Abstract and the title services that they provide.
Good morning. I spoke earlier and said I'm an owner of a real estate brokerage, and I also own what's called a title search company. It's called Authentic Abstract Title Company. So a lot of these programs and initiatives and are all talked about how to save your home if you're in a bad way, maybe home or just programs that help you save them or reduce your taxes. What we do is when you decide to buy a home, you're going to get what's called a title search. So the title search says we are going to check the chain of title for as long as the property has been around. And what that does is it checks for potential liens, potential judgments, potential mortgages, claims for ownership, different things along those lines. So when you're going to buy the home, we make sure that you get what's called clear title, we call that. So anything that happened before your ownership is completely wiped out on your day of settlement. And what you get the day of settlement is called title insurance. So title insurance is based on the sales price of your home. So if you decide to buy a home for $100,000, your title insurance policy runs about $800 to $850 as a one-time cost. And that one-time cost will protect you as long as you remain the owner of that property. So when you decide to sell it in the future, if anything popped up prior to your settlement date, your title insurance will step back in, could be 20, 30, 40 years down the line. Anything prior to your initial ownership, gets called what's called a letter of indemnity, or in easier terms, it just gets wiped out because your insurance will pay that off because it was overseen, which is a huge advantage to you because it's a one-time cost that protects you for everything prior. Does that make sense? Yep. So there's two different types of title insurance, and most people don't understand this. So you can get what's called an owner's policy, which covers you the sales price of the home. So if you decide to pay $100,000, you're going to get owner's title insurance that covers you for that $100,000. And then you get what's called lender's policy, which protects the lender or the mortgage. So we talked about inheriting money. Maybe somebody gives you a gift of $65,000, I think someone mentioned down there. So you buy a home for $100,000, you put $65,000 down. A lender is going to say, only insure this policy or this property for $35,000. You do not want that. You want to ensure that you get an owner's title insurance policy, which as a title company is something that we don't even ask you. We just say, this is what you're going to get because our job is to protect you as our client. It also talks about a title search and title insurance, anything like moving forward. So there's a lot of different ways to own a property, own a deed on a home. So let's say that I decide to buy a property with me and my friend, which we see all the time. People come together, they buy a property. There's different ways to own the deed of the home. So you could own that home, which what's called joint tenants with right of survivorship. So if you predecease your friend or your partner, your 50% ownership or whatever ownership you have will automatically go to that other person, regardless of what your will says. So you could have a will that says, if I pass away, my properties go to my heirs. But your deed will supersede that. And 99% of people do not understand that fact. Wills are super important. They are phenomenal. But when you own properties with partners that are not family members, they're taking away that generational wealth that everyone talks about because you're not protecting yourself, right? So joint tenants' right of survivorship means the first person that passes away on the deed. It is very simple. There is another one called tenants in common. So tenants in common says we each own 50% of the property. If I pass away or I predecease my partner, whatever their will says for their ownership is where their ownership of the property will pass to. So wills, super important when tenants in common come into place. Because your will would say, Ed Rogers passed away, his ownership passes on to this person or that person, whatever their will says. The partner in the property has no say in that. Very, very important. Question? Can I buy that family member out? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Then the third policy is what's called tenants by the entirety. And this is what all married people get because this is what avoids your inheritance taxes. So if you're married, me and my wife is here, we own property together, we will own it joint or tenants by the entirety. I say she's going to pass away before me because she can't live without me. So I'm going to have to live without her. If she passes away before me, I automatically own the property 100% because she passed away, and I don't have to pay inheritance taxes on married properties owned together. A lot of information there. Are there any questions with that? Questions at the end, sorry. Another person said, and I don't see her, she talked about quitclaim deeds. So quitclaim deeds are pretty much where you say, hey, we're just going to transfer from this person to that person. and you could do what's called a dollar deed. We've all heard of dollar deeds. They're not, they make me nervous because when you're taking a property from somebody else and you're not doing a title search and you're not doing title insurance, things could come up that they have leaned against the property or judgments against the property. Or maybe in their chain of title, somebody passed away and inheritance taxes were not paid. If you become the owner of the property, you could be liable for those liens, judgments, inheritance taxes. So I tell everybody, you couldn't give me a property for free. I would not take a property for free. I would always get title insurance, always do a title search. You're only going to pay that cost at the time the property is transferred into your name. So if you do the title search and all these things come up and you decide not to move forward with the property, you're not going to be obligated to pay for that search. You only pay when the property is transferred into your name. So educate yourself when you're going to buy a property with a partner. It could be a family member. It could be your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle. If you predecease them, your ownership would just go to them if you own it incorrectly. And it might not go to your surviving spouse or your children. It could just be completely taken away from you. And we talked about title entanglements. I don't think some of those can be resolved. I'm looking at the attorneys there. So that's kind of what we do. It's the back end of the business that most people don't understand. They say, hey, I want to buy a house. You go to Janelle, I want to buy a house. And she goes, okay, this is what we're going to do. But you just have to understand that your real estate agent that you trust will automatically do this for you and automatically protect you as her client. We're just behind the scenes really protecting your investment and your future and your kids or your grandkids or whoever else comes after you. That's what we do.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you. And sometimes, you come to these things and you have speakers that speak and you're like, really? Really? My brother purchased a property. He got title insurance. He used, of course, Authentic Abstract. And after about 3 or 4 months, he started getting a water bill. But there was an additional cost on the water bill. So, of course, all of my siblings, Collins, anything real estate, it could just be the fly in the wall and it's the house they call. I got this bill. I don't know what to do. It's blah, 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 blah. It's like $160 more. I said, well, take a picture of the bill, send it to me. He takes a picture of the bill, and I realized that there's an additional cost from some type of loan of some sort with the water department. So I said to him, let me send it over to the title company and see what they say. Long story short, we sent it over to the title company. The seller, before selling the home, had to repair a pipe that was coming into the property that was a lead pipe. So he had to replace that pipe. So what he did was he secured a loan through the Philadelphia Water Department, and he just said, yeah, I'll make monthly payments, no problem. But for my brother, he was protected and didn't have to make any payment to the water department on that loan for the simple fact that that was done prior to his ownership, and more importantly, he had title insurance. So it works. All right, so we have Laura here with us, and Laura is from Keller Williams. And yes, we could have more than one real estate company in a room because we are masters and professionals at what we do, so we know how to share. So Laura, can you tell us a little bit about the New Jersey market, what you're doing in Jersey, and all that good stuff, please? And thank you.
Of course. Hello. I need everyone to wake up, all right? Shake yourself, because I got something to tell you. All right. So my name, again, is Laura Marslin. I am with Keller Williams Prime Realty in Vineland, New Jersey. So I know a lot of you might be thinking, what is New Jersey doing up in here? This is Philadelphia, right? So listen, I help you cross the bridge. If you can't find anything that works for you here in Philadelphia, I help you cross the bridge. A little story, when me and my husband got married in 2016, he promised me that after a year of renting, he would buy me a house. So I said, all right. We started looking in Philadelphia. couldn't quite find what we were looking for. And, you know, he had this wild idea, let's go to New Jersey, you know, let's go to South Jersey. It's just across the bridge. And we went to South Jersey, and lo and behold, we found what we were looking for. So it's literally across the bridge. You can, if it's Commodore Barry Bridge, you go right into Burlington County. If you're looking at Walt Whitman Bridge or Benjamin Franklin Bridge, so right across the bridge. And my husband still works in Philadelphia at Jefferson Hospital. So that may be an option for you if you do not find what you're looking for in Philadelphia. Granted, I know you guys have heard some rumors about South Jersey. The taxes are high, very, very high, okay? Some of the highest in the nation, so just being transparent. But you do get what you pay for, all right? So if that's an option for you, here are some programs that may be helpful to you. So I work with different lenders, you know, that provide different things, provide different programs for different people. So I work with a lender in Cardinal Financial. They do provide a 0% down payment FHA, so that means that you would come to the closing table with a 0% down payment. That doesn't mean you don't have closing costs. You would still have closing costs unless it was absorbed by a seller credit or seller concession, all right? So I've had clients that use that program and were able to come to the closing table with like $5,000, and they bought a $400,000 house. So it's possible to use your tax returns to buy a house. I tell that to people all the time, and they do not believe me, but it is possible, okay? And I'm talking about huge backyard, pool house, everything. Fully renovated, beautiful home, okay? So, and this is not an exception. This is not like the rare occasion. It's possible for a lot of people. I also have lenders that do provide credit help, credit repair. So a lot of times, you know, we come to the table and we have the funds, we have money, you know, to put for the down payment and the closing costs, but our credit is not really where it needs to be, right? So a lot of us may have that issue. And so certain times you just need a credit repair person or a lender with a solution to provide that person to help with the credit repair so that you can move forward and purchase the house. Now, again, with that 0% FHA, your credit has to be 600, okay, or higher. The higher, the better, right? With other programs like the New Jersey Down Payment Assistant Program, where you can get up to $10,000 as a down payment assistance. Depending on the county you're in, if you're looking in North Jersey, you can get up to $15,000. And if you're a first-generation home buyer, you can get an additional $7,000, okay? So if you're looking in South Jersey, you can get up to $17,000. And if you're looking in North Jersey, which I've seen this with my own eyes, I was on the seller side in this transaction, but the buyer, she received $22,000 as a down payment for her first home, okay? So there is money out there for you, all right? There are funds out there. It is possible to buy a home. In fact, I'm helping a client in Philadelphia, though. I'm licensed in both New Jersey and PA. I'm helping a client right now who's gonna come to the table with $0 for no down payment and no closing costs at all, because their closing costs were absorbed by seller concession. We're able to get them a 5% seller concession, and they are getting the full $10,000 from the first-time homebuyer program in Philadelphia. Now, this is an exception, okay? So this is not the norm, right, for that, because of course, there are appraisal fees, and there's the initial deposit, which as a pre-closing gift, I covered that for my client, just because they were in a situation. But again, it is possible for you to purchase a property. So if you are looking in the New Jersey area, if you're looking in South Jersey, just right across the bridge, you can keep your Philadelphia job, okay? Your lender's not gonna be like, well, it's out of state. How are you gonna get to work? You know, because I have a lot of clients that come from New York, and then they might have a little issue if they're not, you know, switching their employment right away. But if bridge, you can keep your Philadelphia job and you can come and live in New Jersey. But if you do have any questions, I do have a lot of resources for you upstairs in the upstairs portion so you can see me after. I do want to say this, okay? Now, in New Jersey, you know, there are a lot of different counties. Now, with the income requirements, every county has a different income requirement for that New Jersey Down Payment Assistance Program. So the flyers that I can provide to you do have those income requirements. And again, your score for those have to be at least, your credit score for those have to be at least a 620 or higher. Now we do have a mortgage lender here that has, you know, ample information on those programs as well. So you can see either one of us, all right? Again, thank you for having me, Janelle and Fushi. Yes, and I will answer the rest of your questions later.
Thank you so much, Laura. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. So again, guys, you know, lots of information. Please make sure you first of all, you got to get some food. We got a lot of food over there, so you got to get some of that food. And after you feed your stomach, we're going to feed your mind again, so you can stop and get some information from all of these lovely panelists here. So next in line, we have the money man, Jamal. So I met Jamal about 2.5 years, maybe 3 years, I think, next month. Yeah, 3 years. And we have been working together, and I've worked with many lenders, and as real estate agents and real estate professionals, but we usually have a relationship with certain lenders, and it depends on our clients who we send them to or who we refer to them, because we can't tell you, oh, you have to use this lender or this title company or anything. It's always your choice, and know that you have the right to choose. However, because we are in the business and we have these relationships, we can refer someone to you and say, hey, maybe you should, you know, speak with Jamal. And that's what I do, speak to Jamal. So Jamal is with Cross Country Mortgage, and he's fantastic, and he'll talk to us a little bit about some of the programs that he has to offer.
Thank you, Janelle, for that introduction. So I think one thing that's very important about buying a house is, because I know there's a lot of programs out there you can take advantage of, but however, you have to qualify to buy the house. And I think that's very important, because buying a house is, I think of it as a roadmap. Because the thing is, you don't know what you can qualify to buy. You don't know where your credit score is, save, and things of that nature. So I think going to a lender early on in the process is a very, very crucial step to buying a house. So for me, how I like to operate everything is that if you use me as a lender or somebody else as a lender, always ask to get a pre-approval, not a pre-qualification. Now, the difference between the two is a pre-qualification is that you're basically inputting the information, oh, my credit is $700, I make $60,000, I'm good to go, and it will spit out a pre-approval for, let's say, $300,000. That doesn't really hold any weight because no one's actually verifying that information. Whereas with a pre-approval, a lender is running your credit, verifying your income documents. It's like, okay, your credit score is not 720, it's actually 620. You don't make $60,000 because you wrote off too much money on your tax returns. You actually make $20,000. The amount of times I have seen people tell me one thing and I verify it, come back another thing, which is fine. That's why I'm here to help you to buy a house. It's like, okay, maybe you can't buy a house right now. Maybe you have to wait a little bit. So I think for me, the main thing is when you're looking to buy a house is to, what I like to do is doing your pre-approval is I do a soft pull in your credit report. So some lenders might do a hard pull. They don't have to. They can do a soft pull. Soft pull, what I always like to do is to verify, okay, what are some things that's come up on your credit report that we can increase your credit score? Maybe you are ready to buy a house. Maybe you're not right now. And the next step thing too I would verify is your income documents. Do you have 2-year work history? Are you self-employed? Are you W-2? Do you work in New York and you're trying to buy in Philadelphia? I had clients that did that. I made it work. And so I think it's just understanding that during the pre-approval process, to fully disclose to your lender of what you're actually trying to do so we can come together as a team so you can buy a home in the future, whether it's next month or next year. And so for me, it's just that buying a house is attainable for anyone. I think the thing is for like our community, or not even just our community, I think just people in general, is that we don't have the knowledge. And there's a lot of misinformation out there in social media. So I think it's a good thing that you come to these types of events so you can talk to professionals in this industry so you can know how to navigate to buy a home. And so I can go a lot of different rabbit holes in regards to pre-approvals, down payment assistance programs, and things of that nature. But I think the one crucial thing, well, a couple of things I want you guys to know today is that if you're interested in buying a house, go to a lender, speak to them, ask them, hey, I want to get pre-approved. Do a soft pull of my credit. Here are my income documents. And so that way they can verify everything to make sure, okay, this is where you stand right now. And these are some of the down payment assistance programs you qualify for. Now, for certain down payment assistance programs, yes, they have credit score requirements. Some have 600, 620, even 660. And then another thing, too, is that people don't understand is that some of them have income restrictions. So if you make too much money, you won't be able to get these grants. And if your debt-to-income ratio is too high, you can't qualify for these grants. So one thing that you need to do is, I think is very important, is when you talk to a lender is that like, how should I put it, is that for these programs, is that like, yes, I want you to qualify for them. I'm not telling you can't qualify, but you need to understand why don't you qualify for them. This is not predatory lending. I'm not trying to redline you, but I want you to understand the finances and what it takes to buy a house. So I think for me, it's like I always like to go the extra step to pre-approve people. If your credit score is not there, I understand. I've been there before. I had student loan debt. I took a hit on my credit in the past. I saw my credit score drop in the 500s. My credit score right now is 750. And so like I understand what people go through in terms of buying a house. I need to, I don't have enough money saved. Okay, great. What are you spending your money on? Me and Janelle have seen clients that would, so with me and Janelle, we'll see clients that would be on vacation spending all of this money, but they don't have enough money for closing costs. I'm like, yes, you're spending all of this money. You can buy a house. It's right there in your grasp. You just gotta understand the finances in regards to that. And so that's why having a good real estate team on your side, someone that actually cares, that's not out here just trying to have you close and just so they can pocket the money. It's like, no, I want you to buy a house. I want you to create this generational wealth because it's very important in our community, and especially right now in the climate that we're in. There's so many things that's happening every week, and it's been a very toxic home buying environment for this past, I would say, this whole year, because you don't know what's going to happen. It's like, for instance, stock markets may crash. You know, the government shutdown. It's just so much that's happening with regards to people's finances, and it's making them uneasy about buying a house. And so that's why it's very important to have people like us on your team to help you and coach you along the way. Yes, I can keep going. Yeah, my bad.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We're going to ask Jamal to pick it back up, but we do have some special guests that we're going to just
Time.
Jamal for a little bit, and then we'll bring him back on. So
Jamal, we're not saying you're not special because you are special. You hear me? But we have to respect the time of our governor officials because they have other places to go. I want you guys to help me. Are you enjoying this? Yeah. Did everybody get their ticket? Because there's a free TV coming out, and then our senator, soon-to-be congressman, going to tell us who the winner is, okay? Let me hear y'all make some noise. All right, help me welcome today a true advocate for our community. Senator Sharif Street, I think we all know him, the last name Street. I grew up around that town. I'm telling y'all my age, I'm old, right? But he's been here helping the 3rd District and actually really stepping out there, not just a public servant, but he's a voice for change. And the minute we asked him, can he come in, there was no if and no but. This man was like, yes, I'm here. I will do anything to help the community. Since he's stepping out to help the community, I think the community needs to help him. Hint, hint. All right. So can we all just get up for a second and clap and welcome the man of the hour, Senator Sharif Street.
Thank you. Thank you. One, I want to thank you all for coming out. I want to thank the church for allowing us to be here. And I want to thank you all for putting this event together. It's great. Look, I want to, all right, so look, you were getting some great information about the practical application about how you can actually own a home. And I want you to know I was a real estate attorney for almost 2 decades. I'm really old. She's younger than me, I'm sure. Before I went into the Senate, and I will tell you that the access to owning a house is one of it can be life-changing for for individuals. And so you should listen to this advice. You should figure out how to own a home. You should get engaged. And while I guess the last speaker, when I was listening to his information, he was teaching you how to navigate the topography of what's going on. Part of what we do as elected officials, and I know Representative Almond Brown is here. Let's give a hand for him. We have to look at how to change the circumstances to make it not so hard and so complicated in the system. Now, that doesn't mean while we're changing it, you need to wait on us to change the system. So these folks will tell you how to navigate the system, but it should not be as hard for future generations as it is today, but there are folks who want to change that. We talked about in Washington right now, you have a Justice Department with this president that wants to redlining is real. It did happen. And a lot of the vestiges of redlining still exist. That means that the impact of it's still happening right now. So that other folks, it's easier for them to buy houses because they had generations of their families owning houses. And because they had a generation, so they would just take a loan against the house, one of the family properties they had, and then another young person gets a house, pays that loan off, and now they own 2 houses. And it continues and continues in that way. There were so many programs that came along, the GI Bill, other programs along the way that created generational wealth in other communities, but Black and brown communities were excluded from those programs. And so now to the present day, they say, okay, we're gonna let it be even, but the value of our homes still isn't what it should be, and the percentage of us who own homes is lower. And let's just be real. And then you have a president who now wants to say the Justice Department, we're going to get rid of fair housing rules. We're going to get rid of looking at discrimination. And there are on a case-by-case basis folks who are still discriminating. Without the Community Reinvestment Act, people wouldn't be investing in our neighborhoods. And so, yes, I chair the Banking and Insurance Committee in the state Senate, so I spend a lot of time making sure that those rules and regulations are dealt with, and that we have access to the Capitol. I am so pleased and proud that the mayor is making sure that there's $800 million for housing to be built in our communities. We give her a hand. And I will tell you, as your congressman, with your votes and your prayers, I will always fight to make sure that there's access to housing, as along with access to health care, access to fairness, and we got to make sure people that are literally, sounds like out of a dystopian movie, folks with their face covered and no badges don't grab people and take them out because they think that you look like somebody who aren't supposed to be here. You know, that's what they're saying. Because I'll tell you what, they say, oh, some people saying that's only for immigrants. Now, if with no ID and no badge, right, how could I prove that I'm not Jamaican, or I'm not from Trinidad, or I'm not from, you can't prove, all of us look like we could be from someplace else. The reality is, it doesn't matter what you look like, that's true because we're a country of diversity, but they are grabbing people from certain countries. And if you look like anybody who might have been from any of those countries, then that means they could just grab you, because if they don't have to have a badge, they don't have to have a warrant. We should pay very close attention to what's going on. And so it's time for us to be engaged and involved. I know I'm supposed to put something out the hat, but I had it on my heart to tell you this, because we need to be paying attention to this process. And the final thing I want to talk about is this. They are talking about cutting off, the federal government is talking about cutting off food stamps. They're talking about, and I will tell you, food insecurity is going to be a bigger issue every day. It has been an issue for a lot of families now, and if it's okay, I'm gonna have him I'm gonna bring him up to speak up. There's a young man, and he's young compared to me. There's a young man who represents this community who has been standing up to address the issues of food insecurity, probably more than any other elected official, perhaps in the history of this city. and prior the history of this city, and that is Representative Almond Brown. And I want you all to understand that means with his Breezy Mart, he makes sure that there's food available now, and it's going to be even more important going forward. He gives those fresh produce, he gives that stuff out, and he stands there himself. He helps load the truck and unload the truck, and he makes the calls to make sure it's there. So if you all will join me in welcoming our state representative, the Honorable Almond Brown, I greatly appreciate it.
So that's why I hate going second, because he said everything that I was going to say. But no, first and foremost, thank you for putting this event together. Thank you, Senator Street, for being here. All the way West Philly, coming from like North Philly's finest right here. So real quick, I agreed to be a part of this because home ownership is personal to me. I was a victim of a hard money loan for my first home. I was the first person in my direct family to own a home. Someone was like, "Oh, yeah, your credit bad. We got a guy who will give you a loan. They got money." I did it, and guess what? I lost that house because I didn't read the fine print, and it was something in regards to if you're late 3 times in a row, then the deed goes over to the mortgage holder or the lender. Lost the home, right? So when I saw this, I'm like, wow, we need more of this. And I'm here to learn myself and to start a continuous partnership to get in more communities around the city. Because it's not just about West Philly. And so in regards to the food insecurities, food insecurities came out of nowhere. We hungry, you know what I mean? Like it's hunger. We're addressing hunger. So as a child, my family and I, we were hungry. I'm one of 7. Mother addicted to drugs, father incarcerated, the whole 9. Look, 7 kids, 6 different fathers, right? So from shelter to shelter, at the age of 5, we made West Philly our home, 56 and Market. So attending school wasn't about learning for us. It was to be guaranteed something to eat. And so thank you to the public school system who fed us, right? And my brother and I remember, like it was yesterday, we would go to the share table and fill our book bags with the bagged milk and the Sun Donuts to take home. Who remember them Sun Donuts? Remember that? And a little bagged milk with the straw, you stick it in there. And we used to take that home just so we have something that night. Because the next day, we knew that my mother might not be there for the simple fact that she would get her first of the month check and be gone for 7 to 10 days. So it was up to my brother and I to make sure we fed our siblings, right? So when you talk about addressing this food shortage or the cost of living, that's why we do it, right? And it's not about how much you make. We have a lot of households that are one-income households. So when they talk about, raise the minimum wage to $15, that's not enough. Because I understand my community and communities that are similar, a large percentage are single-family households. So, and I ask my colleagues all the time, some of them get mad at me, you don't never promote raise the minimum wage to 15. Bro, can you live off of that? I'm not, so unless we talk about 25 or more, that's what I would like to see. Like I said, addressing this food insecurity thing is real personal for me. We're not going to stop. And I see that y'all have something go on. How often do you guys distribute outside? Twice a month. Okay. Okay, you did? Oh, yeah, the pastries. Yeah. Yeah, so we just officially launched a resolution in Harrisburg that I'm sponsoring to start a hunger task force. And it's across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And it's not just something where we just say, these people on the task force. No, we're actually going to be meeting with farmers all across Pennsylvania, collecting their access so they're not just wasting the food. We're bringing it to communities that need it. And this is my fault, but sometimes I make a mistake. All the tens of thousands of pounds of food we give out a day, I think we're at like 500,000 pounds a week now across our 18 sites. I be forgetting to take some to my mom, right? So my mom is currently in a nursing home, and it's out in the county. So when I go there, I'm like, oh man, I gotta go buy her groceries. Jesus Christ, right? I'm like, the same strawberries that we give out for free, they $6.99. The same grapes, $5.99. The same loaf of bread, 2 for $10. And then I leave with an actual grocery bag, and I spent $76. So I know what we're giving out to communities and families. We're filling refrigerators each and every single day. And so with that said, Breezy Mart would like to be a partner to you guys every 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, so y'all come here every 2 weeks for the food giveaway? Y'all do? Good. Oh, you was here yesterday? Did you get... Oh, you was at Market Street? Yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Yeah, we had the whole Soul Circus out there yesterday. Yes. Oh, yeah, the popcorn, yeah, yesterday was right. Yes, we do sheets. We have partners from all over the country that donate to Breezy Mart. She said, when is it? I want some sheets. So real quick, so in order for us to continue to do what we're doing in building and growing, I need partners like this man in higher places, right? So it'll mean a lot for me. It'll mean a lot for the families that we serve if he's in a new role, right? Especially with all the federal cuts and things in that nature. There's no one I can call right now. And look, if there's not one thing I can do, I can make a deal. I make deals all the time. But guess what? I don't have no one that I can call right now in the federal government. And I'll tell you what, each and every time I call this man, I know his wife probably think we got something going on. It'd be 2 a.m. I'd be like, damn, who can I call? I know who I can call. And it's this man right here, right? Seriously. So with that said, I'm not going to hold up because I don't want to get the card held up and telling me 1 minute. But no, thank you all so much. I'm here for you. And then stay tuned for the announcement for the Breezy Mart partnership. Thank you.
I'll pick it up. He can read it. All right. I'm picking it out, everybody. And I'm going to let him read it because I'm old now. I don't got my glasses on. Here you go.
So, no. He picked it out. I didn't pick this out. He picked it out. I'm just reading it. He's parked to the right when you walk out, in case you... All right. So we're doing the last 3? 8, 3, 8. Is that you back there? Oh, somebody in here. Did they leave? Going once? Going twice? Oh, hey. And that, look, this ain't no cheap TV either. This is a Samsung 55-inch. Touchscreen. I don't even have one of these. Come on up here with your cool sunglasses. Congratulations. Now, did you need a TV? All right, it's Violet. She actually won. Excuse me. Hold on. We're not done. Hold on. Bring that basket back up here. Bring the basket back up here, Senator Street. We got some gift cards at the office. So we're going to do, let's do 8. No, I'm going to bring them. She's going to have them on Monday. We'll do 8 $25 gift cards. So we got an opportunity for 8 more winners. You cool with that? So you ain't throw your ticket away, did you? But listen, remember, he's parked when you go out to the right, and he's picking the ticket, all right? 864. Here you go. Hold that. Hold that. 825. 825. Going once. Going. Are you working here? You work here? Oh, I'm about to say, no, this is rigged. Next one. 843. Going once. All right, we'll sit there right there for a second. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Come on, Congressman Street. Senator Street. 871. 871. You work here. Oh, all right. 871. 876. You work here? 817. If you sit in the front, you're not included. It's like, no, I'm joking, I'm joking. She said they all work here. Remember, where is he parked? Out front to the right. 824. This whole section over here. Maybe y'all should get up and come sit on this side. How many is that? 2 more. It's all right, it's all right. We said 2, we're going to rock with 2. 821. 821. All the way from the VIP section in the back. Last but not least, 853. There you go. All right, congratulations. So we need, what's that? 9 gift cards. Thank you.
We do have the senior pastor is here. Can we all just, women of God, Fumi, can we all stand up and clap for her as she come up? The senior pastor. Okay, let her talk for a second. Let's give respect.
Thank you, everyone, and please do have a seat. It's an honor to be with you all today. Please be seated, and welcome to our church, the Redeemed. Don't I get a gift card too?
Oh yeah, no, we got a gift for the church. We got you.
And the TV too. No more TVs.
Nice.
One of the things that we are passionate about in this church is empowering our community. And we do have a nonprofit, and it's called CREATE. It's community resources for empowerment and transformation. And that's what we're about. When we first moved into this neighborhood, it wasn't anything like this. It was really, really bad. But we've seen through the years, things change. We prayed, and God has been answering our prayers. And I'm so delighted to see so many young people coming up now. Women of the Heart, where are you? Yeah, good. Yeah, that's okay. It really, for me, it's heartwarming because most of the people who have been doing this work in this church, like Sister Joy, for the community. Sister Emma, come up here. Yes. Yeah. And of course, we've got the young lady back there. Ella, come forward. These are the people in this church who are really passionate about community work. It is my heartbeat too. And one of my concerns was, wow, what am I going to do? My committed people are getting up there, which is a good thing. We all pray to, but then we need more young people to step up. So in the community, please, we are ready, because there's still a lot of work, especially now, like you said, in the climate that we have now. It's a lot going on. But we will overcome. We will. It's been done before. It will be done again. So don't lose heart. We are in this together. And it will be all right. It will be all right. Just a word of reassurance to us all. And thank you so much. You both are doing. And I'm happy you talk to each other. That's good. Because it's a partnership. That's the only way we move forward. When we partner together, then we move forward faster. God bless you all.
All right. Can everybody just clap for everyone? Our soon-to-be congressman and Representative Brown, thank you. Thank you. All right, you guys, they have to go. Please respect them.
Connect us so we can do one.
Yep.
All right.
We got it.
See y'all.
We're going to do one. Monday. Thank you. My stylist is here, actually. My stylist is right. My bestie, Tina, get up. She dressed me. That's my stylist right here. Thank you. All right, we are about to go next door. No, not yet. We got one more. All right.
Thank you. Okay, so Jamal, we kind of interrupted you. So I wanted to give you the space to continue and finish up. So if we can just maybe have about 5 more minutes of your time, and then we'll head over. Jamal?
All right. Yeah, so in regards to like the pre-approval process and just like buying a home, I think one of the things I want to touch on is like the difference between like the pros and cons of going like FHA, conventional, or VA loans. Because I think there's a lot of discrepancies in regards to down payment, which a lot of people get confused about. And I think that comes because of like social media and like people may tell you one thing and it's incorrect information. So if you're using an FHA loan, if you're a first-time home buyer or even a second-time home buyer, your down payment requirement is 3.5% down, okay? And if you're using a conventional loan, as a first-time home buyer, your down payment requirement is 3% down, not 20%. Now, the reason why you may hear about this 20% down payment is because people want to remove their mortgage insurance or private mortgage insurance. So FHA has mortgage insurance, conventional has private mortgage insurance. They both do the same thing, which is it protects the lender in case you were to default on the loan. It doesn't do anything towards you, but you're just paying it each month. And so that's why some people will pay 20% down payment on a conventional loan to remove that. Because with FHA loans, it stays on there the entire loan term, unless you refinance to go to a conventional loan. Now, if you don't want to put down 20%, will the private mortgage insurance on a conventional loan, will it get removed? Yes, once you get 20% equity in the home, it will fall off. And so I think that's one of the things I wanted to touch on is like down payment, because I think a lot of people get confused on that. And I think some people think that, oh, all I have to do, the closing costs that's associated with buying a house is just a down payment. It's like, no, it's other things associated with it as well. And so anyone here that's a veteran, please take advantage of using a VA loan. VA loan, in my opinion, I think is one of the best loan products out there, especially if you're a veteran. I work with a lot of veteran clients. Down payment requirement, 0% down. There's no mortgage insurance on a VA loan. VA loan has low interest rates. Same thing with FHA loans. And so I don't want to touch too much on interest rates right now because it's a whole other rabbit hole. However, with a VA loan, you can buy a multifamily, 3 to 4 unit property, 0% down. which is unheard of. I have clients right now that's buying 3 to 4 unit properties in New Jersey for $600,000. And so that's why it's very important to make sure you go to these types of events to learn about this information. And then also connect with people that's actually going to tell you everything. And not going to gatekeep and be like, oh, I'm not going to tell you everything what you can and cannot do. One thing that I'm really take to heart is full transparency. And one other thing I want to touch on too is in regards to when you get a pre-approval and you're looking at the closing cost sheet from lenders, is that some people always ask, okay, why is it so expensive? What are all these lender fees and discount points and things of that nature? And so sometimes what lenders will do is that when they send you your pre-approval letter, they'll send you a document that just says, hey, you're pre-approved for $300,000, and that's it. Whereas you don't know how much they're charging you in points, because some lenders don't send you a closing cost estimate during the pre-approval phase. And you always want to ask the lender to provide that documentation so you can see how much it's going to cost for me to buy this house. And if there's any hidden fees that they're putting into there. And so it's also a good thing too is that if you are looking to buy a house, it's okay to shop around with different lenders just to compare, their closing cost sheets. Because what I like to do is there's okay, why is this lender charging me so? I'm like, well, they charge you all these discount points to lower your interest rate. That's why their interest rate is lower than mine. Because you're paying an extra $5,000 in closing costs. Does it make sense for you to buy down interest rate? We don't know. But I can go down a lot of different rabbit holes and different scenarios and everything. But I think in the next room when we have the panel discussions and things of that nature, please reach out and ask me any questions you may have, because there's a lot that goes into buying a house. And you won't know if you're able to get pre-approved unless you try. I don't care what you think, hey, my credit score is low. Okay, great. Let me look into it and see what we can do to get it approved. Me and Janelle closed on a client, I think it was in August. Lady was trying to get pre-approved for 3 years. We was at, remember that event? It was the church event. I told her, her credit wasn't where it needed to be. I told her, hey, work on these 3 items and come back to me in a couple of months. And what did she do? She worked on those 3 items. And she closed on the house. And how much? She paid less than $1,100 out of pocket to buy a house. And so it's just knowing being in these types of rooms, being around the people you need to be around to understand, hey, I can buy a house. Everything's very attainable. So yeah, I think that's one of the things I just wanted to touch on real quick. But thank you, Janelle, and all the panelists for coming out here and just giving everybody all this great information, because it's very important.
Thank you so much, Jamal. So the last person that's going to speak to you today, her name is Janelle Cefantis, and she's with Honest Real Estate. And that's me. So a little bit about myself first. I came to this country alone, long time ago, with my mom and my siblings from the island, the beautiful and best island in the world, Trinidad and Tobago. And I have struggled. Yeah, we've struggled. We've had our struggles. In every area in life that you could think of, we've had our struggles. But by the grace of God, I'm sitting here before you, and my mom's healthy, my siblings are healthy, we're all doing well. But one of my greatest passion, and I realized I had this from a really young age, was to help people. I never really understood what that meant, so I took a lot of different paths trying to figure out, what does that look like for me? And my mom, being the Trinidad mom that she is, she'd be like, you'll find it when it's time, just do it, you'll find, if that ain't right, try something else, try something else. I'm like, all right, Mom, all right. And I did. I've always been in real estate in one way or another. So I worked in a mortgage company, my life forever, beyond this life, husband, Theron, he's back there. He supports me in life in every possible way. Like, you know, if I had to come back here, if God said, I'll let you come back because you were kind of good, I'll say to God, I'll go through everything I went through times 100 if you'll give me my husband again. But yeah, so we've done a lot of stuff in real estate, and I have come to the acceptance, not the conclusion, because I believe it was placed on my heart, that real estate is where my work is to be done. So when I meet a client and we start talking about how I can help you, you come to me, hey, Janelle, I want to buy a house. So we're not just buying a house, right? You're investing in your life and you're investing in you. So therefore, I take it beyond just the, hey, so how much money you want to spend and where do you want to be? We talk about what are your expenses? What does that look like for you every month? We talk about, what's going on? What you doing? How's work? Is it a good position? How long have you been there? Do you plan to be there for another 3 to 5 years? So I do talk to my clients about these things, and the reason why that's important is because I'm trying to make sure that when they purchase the home, there's some stability there for them for a little while, right? And that's really important to me. And then I connect them with people that I know are going to support them in the same way that I support their journey. So I connect them with Jamal. I connect them with Akopa. Urban League is not here, but I work with Urban League a lot as well. And I always try to put them in spaces where the people around them is going to do what I do, which is try to lift them up and get them to that space where they need to be. So I'm very honored to, have the mentor that I have in this business. His name is Ed Rogers. He's sitting down in that corner. I'm very grateful for the things that he taught me. And I'm very grateful to continue to learn, because as professionals, whether it's real estate professionals, attorneys, counselors, it doesn't matter what our positions are, we have to be open to that continued education. So we can continue to learn, to continue to keep you informed. And you are community, right? Because if we build you up, if we continue to give you the resources, then what can you do? You can pass that resource on. Pass it on to your mother, your brother, your sister, your colleague. And that's how, as a community, we grow and we build stronger. And that's what I'm about. So real estate is my thing. It's my life. I love it. I live it. I do it all day. Sometimes Turner's like, put that laptop down. It's 10:30 at night. I'm like, I got to get this offer in. But at the end of the day, everyone on this panel here, we're all here to support you, to support your life journey, whether it's through real estate, it's through counseling, however which way we can help you, that's why we're here. So use us as the resources that we are. And if you need something that's not here, ask us. Because we might know somebody that knows somebody that. Okay? So please, 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 if you don't leave here with anything at all today, at minimum, leave here knowing that we care. We truly, truly care. That's why we're here. Okay? So all that being said, what we're going to do next is we invite you to, if you're walking outside, so my left is my right and my right is my left sometimes. So it's right next door that way. I'm a point that way. So when you walk out the door, we invite you to come over, have a little something to snack, and then talk to us individually. You have that opportunity to literally go sit in a chair and say, listen, Kimmy from CLS, I got some issues with my mortgage. How can you help me? Right? We literally brought it to your doorstep, so take advantage of it. And I thank each and every one of you for being here today. We thank our host church. I know Pastor Fushi, woman of many hats, she's out there doing her thing. We thank her as well. And we definitely say thank you to each and every panelist that's here, and even the ones that couldn't make it today. And above all, we thank each and every one of you for showing up. So guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless you.